wake up and see.
The camera, oh my God. Just have to
Hey Pendile, good morning. I would like to say thank you for being here today and agreeing to be part of this, even though we've just met yesterday pretty much. So yeah, basically this is something that's been on my heart for a while now, and thank you for agreeing to hear me out and just yeah, to be here. So first of all, I want to start with saying that as a white guy and as a 33-year-old white guy, I want to say that apartheid was wrong, and what happened those days was wrong and unacceptable. I feel that a lot of hurt that's currently in South Africa at the moment has to do with the wounds that came from back in the day. Everything that's happening in Cullinan and Eldorado Park, everywhere, it's got to do, for me personally, I think it's emotional wounds that's building up and building up, and everyone's exploding emotionally, if I can say that. I want to say that I will never understand what we as a white race has done to non-whites. We can try and listen, and I can do my best to put myself in your shoes, but I will never able to truly understand what it was like being discriminated for 50+ years just because of the color of your skin. I want to apologize for our government spending 70% or more resources on the education of whites and not put the same amount of money and effort into the education of black students. And I think we deliberately withhold black students and Indian and colored students from the same education as white students, and that is wrong on so many levels, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry that I benefited from a system that was implemented by a generation above me, and I know, even though I wasn't involved and I didn't orchestrate apartheid, I benefit from it still today, and I'm sorry for that. Growing up as like a Christian kid and going to church a lot and being a youth worker as well for a while, I need to apologize for the church's involvement in apartheid. It hurts me that they were supposed to show the love of Jesus, and they didn't. Instead of going, hey, Jesus is for everyone, they said Jesus is for everyone except if you're black. And it ruins me, and I apologize for the Dutch Reformed Church's involvement in apartheid, because they had a massive involvement in that. It was unfair, and still today, you can still see the wounds from their involvement in that. I cannot fathom the amount of pain and emotional hurt you must be sitting with, and I know it's easy for us white people to go, how long is the government going to use the apartheid card, or how long must we apologize? And we haven't apologized. There was a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and they apologized. It was, for me personally, I felt it was like a watered down version of an apology from de Klerk and them and the Dutch Reformed Church as well. But it's unfair for us to go, how long will they still use the apartheid card, and how long will the government still use apartheid as an excuse? Because 50 years of wrongdoing is going to take 50 years of healing. And I know that, and I wish more people would understand that. But what I'm trying to say is it's going to take time to heal, and take the time. With regards to the Truth and Reconciliation Committee that was set up back in the day to kind of open up all the wounds, I feel a lot of time and a lot of energy were put into getting the truth out. And the truth came out, and some of the truth didn't come out, and not everyone wanted to tell the truth. But I think the truth is out there, and everything happened and was said, but there weren't enough time spent on reconciling. And I'm sorry for that from the whites' perspective, that we're not doing enough to help heal this country. I think we've taken a backseat and just throwing stones. And I think everyone's throwing stones, but I think we haven't done enough to help heal the country. So I just want to end off by saying, I know it's just an apology between me and you in this room, and we've known each other not even 20 hours, but it might not even change a small thing, but just know that I know what we've done is wrong, and we will never understand what we have done, and it's going to take time to heal, and it's okay. Thank you.
Wow. So, firstly, Bawa, thank you for the invitation, firstly. And secondly, thank you for taking the courage to be so vulnerable. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And at this point in our country, for you to come forward to address this head on is very courageous, and I thank you for that. How I feel about it, I can only respond as Phindile, as a black African girl who grew up in a township. Structures created by the apartheid government and the environment that I was exposed to, God bless my parents, because of my education, seeing the two tracks and how different people lived. I don't think, as much as I accept your apology, or rather acknowledge it, I don't think it was your fault or it is your place to apologize. I feel as though as people we need to create spaces where we can be more vulnerable and share emotionally. I think even as white people, we need to stop running away from the uncomfortable conversations where we find each other in those moments of vulnerability, sharing our emotions and what the circumstances or situations were and how they affected us in our different ways. And it is in speaking that I have learned that healing can come about when we can whether agree to disagree, but understand where each of us is coming from through our experiences. I think it's always important to come from a place of love and respect, and as long as we are looking to the future, to progress, I think we can constructively rebuild this country. I'm very honored to be a part of this kind of a project, conversation, whatever it is it will turn out into be, because I have dedicated my life to transformation. As I said, where I come from and who I am, my background professionally is in the financial industry, where I ended up in the pension funds side of the financial industry, advising to mining funds and recognizing through the numbers the huge gaps and disparities that exist and how there's no way those are going to be bridged anytime soon. It was my life's purpose to contribute to developing or assisting in lessening that divide that currently exists in our country. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and I live to contribute to a society that is progressive, that is understanding of each other, and that is looking to build and not continue to destroy and destruct. I think as a people, we need to remember and remind each other that there's only one human race. And at the end of the day, we all bleed the same color. We all feel pain. May not be to the same degree, but when we are real with our emotions, that is where we can find connection and healing as human beings first. Recognizing that discrimination is very destructive, and it's emotions such as hate, anger, that really take away from the human experience, whereas emotions such as love and joy are those elements that help us appreciate each other and understand that there can be beauty in our differences if we seek to find that. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Phindile. I appreciate it.